and welcome to Self-Advocacy in Action. I'm your host, Mike Rogers, with our guest today, Gwen Squire. We're going to be talking about Gwen's experience living on her own, what it was like to move out. So how are you today, Gwen?
I'm good, thanks, Mike. How are you?
I am good. I'm great actually tonight. I wanted
Good.
to start by asking you a little bit about yourself. Can you tell
Okay.
us a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Yeah, I'll just do some highlights. I'm Gwen Squire, like we said, and I've been on my own for 4 years as of this past May, so it's going on five actually. And then I do have a master's degree I'm very proud of. I earned that in 2001. It's in rehabilitation counseling, and I work for People Inc. as an advocacy support staff, which means I work with people with disabilities.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of work is very needed, very needed. Thank you.
Yes.
So let's get started, Gwen. What was your life like before you moved out? Can you give us a little background?
Sure. When my parents were alive and I became a teenager, and as I was growing up from there, my mom and I would kind of always get into arguments about my moving out on my own. I wanted to be like a lot of my friends, I wanted to move out someday, maybe get married, maybe have kids, da 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 da. You know, the normal, the quote unquote normal
Yeah.
stuff. You know, but mom was very insistent that I not move out on my own because she was very scared for me. She was afraid that with my health issues, I could die, or people who wouldn't be there to help me when I needed it. So we would kind of go back and forth and back and forth. And I stayed until I was like 52 years old and they had already passed. And then I finally decided to make the move to get out on my own.
Okay. So you moved out, you said 4 years ago. So up until
Yep.
then, you were living at home.
Yes.
And so what made you make the switch? What said to Gwen Squire, I want to move out on my own. I'm ready. I want to do that.
Like I said, mom and dad had passed away and things were, just changing in the house, just little stuff like the wall. This might sound silly, but the wallpaper was being changed because my niece and her family moved in and they were making the changes. And I admit it was very hard on me to see that happen. It wasn't mom's and dad's stuff anymore. You know what I mean? So that made me think
Uh,
to myself, I need to move because it's just not making me happy anymore.
no. What's different? What do you like about living on your own?
Like I like making my own decisions, like do I want to go to the movies? I can go to the movies now. I don't have to like depend on someone else. I can go hop on the paratransit bus or, even the big bus that's down the street from me, like down at the end of my driveway, which it wasn't before when I was living at home. I like to do that. I like to tell myself when to go to bed or not to go to bed, you know. So I like the friends I have in the building that I didn't have in necessarily have in my neighborhood because all my friends were grown up and gone for the most part, and I was hanging around with the older neighbors, so to speak, because of that. You know what I mean?
How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel now that you have your own place?
Well, as you put it, Mike, I'm not completely dependent. I'm still interdependent because I'm still depending on staff to come in and help me,
Sure.
and sometimes family. But it still makes me feel good about myself that I'm making my own choices, my own decision. I'm basically living my own life the way I want to live it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that no, that known you for a long time, and I like to see that change.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges though? Because we always want to talk about the positive things because we want
Mm.
people to make that choice, right?
Right.
Sometimes. So what are some of the challenges?
Challenges. One challenge definitely is the staffing. I mean, I have a great staff, don't get me wrong, but there are times when they have to call in or they have a doctor's appointment, and I've got to scramble to find another staff, or I have to see if my family member can be a backup. So that's a huge challenge right there. Sometimes transportation can be a challenge. Like the other day when I had an issue with, getting ready on time, and it wasn't because I wasn't up early or I couldn't get the dog in his crate, the puppy in his crate. It's just because I was having issues with getting my clothes on. So I was late getting out to the bus and they left me. So that's a
Uh,
huge challenge right there.
you were past the 5 minute um
Yep. It was
That's
8 minutes.
fair transit.
Yep, it was 8 minutes.
That
Yep.
yeah, that's part of being out in the community. Now you said you have
Right.
a pet. You said you have a pet. You have a dog.
I do
Uh,
have a puppy. Yep,
you know,
he's
uh,
4 months old. His name's Draco, and he's on the floor right now sleeping, thank God, while we're doing this.
some people might say it might be too difficult for a person with a disability to have a pet. What do you say about that?
Well, I think it's what you make it, you know what I mean? I think I take pretty good care of him. Does he cost money? Sure. My last dog costed a little bit more money because he had medical issues. He had seizures and he had diabetes in the end there, and he was blind, Jasper. But I love them. I've always had dogs growing up, Mike. So that's what I wanted. So that's what I got.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what is it like? Because I know you have a good relationship with your building mates. Can you talk a little bit about
Yes. Yeah. We all have various disabilities, but we're all really good about relying on one another when something comes up, having an issue. We'll talk to each other about it. I'm not saying like if there's fighting or something, because there really isn't that much drama in our building going on, you know, but especially compared to our other building. But anyway, I'm making a joke. Anyway,
that?
we rely on each other. Like this past year, remember the storms we had, the winter storms?
Yeah.
We all came together a few of us came together in the community room and hung out for Christmas Day because we couldn't get home. We hung out, we watched TV together, we told stories about past Christmases at home and stuff like that. We made the best of it that we could.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and I know you've had some power outages. Well, how do you
Yeah,
deal? You've talked about just now about getting together and working together as a group. How do you
yes.
deal when you have a big power outage or something like that?
Well, we all talked to our manager about that. We put in complaints and stuff like that. And we talked to maintenance and how to, make improvements because for the first storm in November, when we got that 7 feet of snow, we were stuck in the building. There was no way we could get out the front door because the snow was piled onto the porch. There was no way we could get back, get out the back door because it only opened up a few inches because snow was piled against the door. So we were saying to, our manager and to people, the maintenance people that, we could have all died if there would have been a fire, but we all like backed each other up is what I'm trying to say.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You seem
Yeah.
to be a pretty close-knit community there.
Yeah.
Um, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna transition over and let our audience see some footage of you when you first moved out. So we're gonna let our audience see that, then we'll come back.
Okay.
Hey, Gwen, I wasn't quick enough. It's secure. So she has a button there.
Oh, cool.
That's the community room. And here, it's huge. Inside that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here. This was so everything.
This is my apartment.
Okay.
This is my kitchen and my living room. And over on the side of you is my bedroom.
Hi, I'm Carol Scott. I've known Gwen a few years now because we worked together at UB. And I've enjoyed getting to know her, and I'm so happy for her having her own place. It's really an exciting move for her, and I wish her the best.
Okay, yeah, I'm Max Donatelli, and I stopped by to Stop by Gwen's apartment. I've known Gwen for a number of years, and really great to see that she's, living more independently in the community, which is great. And seems like after looking at her apartment and what she's got here, it's wonderful. And it's so good to be able to see, that people with various disabilities can be out in the community and enjoy life and have a great quality of life and get a lot of support from friends and family. So really appreciate being able to say some things here. So really enjoy coming and seeing this nice little party, a little soiree that they've got going here for Gwen. And best of luck, Gwen.
Hi, I'm Mike Rogers. I've known Gwen for many, many years. I've known that Gwen has wanted to move on into her own place for eons and eons, and she's finally done it, and it looks really great. I know she feels much more independent and thinks that she's got a lot going for herself in the future. So I just want to wish you a lot of luck and a lot of hell raising, cause a lot of problems, and get yourself on the news. Okay? All right.
Hold on, go again, yeah. Hi, my name's Rhonda Frederick, and I was trying to remember how I know Gwen. I seem like I've known her so many years. Right now, I'm very proud. I work for People Incorporated, and so does Gwen. So I'm proud to have her as a coworker at People Inc. And this apartment is beautiful. It's just perfect for her and Jasper. She seems so incredibly happy, and things in here are made it seems like it was a place made just for her. And the ability to come and go, to cook, to be part of, the folks that live here. I understand she has some friends that are here, so I'm so happy for her in that respect. And I understand she's going to be doing a little advocacy and some things maybe that the tenants would like to see in the building. So that's a great skill that she has, and she'll do a wonderful job kind of mobilizing people and getting their message out there. So Gwen, so happy for you, so proud of you, so happy to call you my friend.
Hi,
Who are you?
I'm Linda, Gwen's sister.
Cool. And what you've been doing today?
Moving her again,
Uh-huh.
once again, and trying to get everything set up to her so she can use it and everything's accessible to her.
Yeah.
And I went shopping and bought her a vacuum cleaner and everything else.
Gotcha. Very cool. And you said once again, when did she move the first time?
Well, when she was staying at my house, first she was placed at my house. And then when she wasn't able to do the stairs anymore, my parents converted the garage into a room.
Gotcha. Cool. So you moved that time, and now this time a little farther
A
away.
little further away.
Yeah. So I guess I'd say, what are you most worried about for Gwen?
I'm just worried about her being lonely and not having somebody near her within a moment's notice.
Yeah, because you guys have been together a long time. Yeah.
She may not be blood, but she's my sister.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I could make you cry today, Linda. That's my job. It's emotional. It's a big deal. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big deal. And what are you most excited about for her?
That she has her independence and can come and go as she please, like she says. Not that she couldn't do that at home. At least not with me, she could. I don't know how everybody else was, but with me, you go and go, goodbye. That's what I've always told her. She said, fine, when are you going to be home? In the dark. Okay, we'll leave the light on. So she's always had her freedom as far as that goes, but some of it was limited the past few months or years.
Yeah. And did you have your first apartment? Do you remember?
Yeah, when I got married.
Yeah.
And I went and lived in Germany for 2 years after I got married.
What was that
So-
like? Yeah.
So then after I came home, I had my own apartment, and then I bought my house.
Gotcha. Yeah. So this is a little bit different, but a little bit like that feeling.
Yep. Only I went thousands of miles away and had nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So she's at least lucky that she's got somebody close by.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So
Anything? Oh, maybe you have any wishes or anything?
I
for
just
her?
wish her the best.
Yeah.
That's all I want for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I made you cry twice.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah. That's a big deal. Yeah. You want to say anything else?
No.
Yeah. Okay, now you can go.
My name is Robert Fox, and I'm Gwen's brother-in-law. And I guess the thing I'm most worried about is the fact that she's never really been out on her own alone. And there are certain needs that she has that some of the stuff still has to be set up and hasn't quite been done, I don't think, yet. Like I say, she's by herself, so where before it was just right across the street and now it's not. So it's going to be different for her. I think she'll adjust.
Yeah.
I think the good part about her doing this is she's talked about it for a few years and finally decided that, you know, if she doesn't try, she's never going to know whether she can be out on her own like this and make things work well. I mean, if it doesn't, at least she would know that she'll never have to worry about, I tried it, it didn't work. If that would be the case, and then at least she would know that for sure, instead of always wondering, gee, I wonder if I would have ever gone out on my own like some of my friends have done and do it successfully. So I guess that's about it.
Okay, now we're back. Well, my last question for you, Gwen, is what would you say to someone that wanted to move out but was nervous or was like, oh, I can't do that, or my family says I can't do that? What would you say to them?
I would probably ask them, why do you believe you can't do that? Do you believe you can't do that? And if you do, why? Is it just because your family's saying that to you? Or do you truly believe that? And if you do, why do you believe that? Because you really won't know until you try to do that. And maybe I can help you take the steps in the beginning that you will need to think about before moving out on your own. You got to make a plan to do that. You can't just go blindly into it and just jump into it. No. But if you make a plan and you set up that plan and you think things through, yeah, you could probably do it.
That's awesome, because I love that attitude, because sometimes, people get so much negative feedback that they don't make a choice. Well, we want to thank you for coming on today, Gwen, and talking to us about what it's like having your own place and living your life kind of the way you want to.
This has been an Essay in Action production. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/essayinaction and subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/essayinaction.